Vikings pull off a nail biter. It really did come down to the final possession for the Jets offensively for the Vikings to seal the win, but they got the win nonetheless. They go into the bye week 5-0 after beating the Jets by a final score 23-17, as this video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. This goes back to the second half of last week and the entirety of the game today against the Jets. The difference between blowing a 28-0 lead and a 17-0 lead, and the difference between being 5-0 or possibly 3-2 right now is Brian Flores. We are not worthy of Brian Flores to where, hey, you got 3 takeaways, 3 turnovers in total, 3 takeaways plus a turnover on downs. But the 3 takeaways that this defense got, AVG has pick sixes in 2 games already out of 5 this year against the Giants and the Jets. And then immediately after that pick six, Jets get back onto the field. Cam Bynum gets an interception, so back-to-back turnovers by the Jets offense. And then probably the most important takeaway was Stephon Gilmore at the end of that one, the final possession, to get that victory. The Jets were held to 5 of 17 on third down attempts. This bye week, the defense doesn't need to work on anything. They're great. They're rock solid. But this bye week, special teams, they've got to work on being disciplined. And on offense, KOC, I was right there, and I was singing your praises, saying how good of a job that you have done this year compared to the previous 2 years, calling the offense. This one was pretty bad. You got the win, but as far as things that you need to work on, those 2 things are going to be it. Special teams, I counted 4 penalties, and maybe I'm off. Maybe there's more to it, but I counted 4. Just undisciplined on that phase of the football team. Caleb Evans had a high knee to the likes of Triple H. He would be very proud. Caleb Evans had a fair catch interference call to where this man, for no reason, just did, hey, on the punt coverage, fair catch, Triple H, whee, for no reason. Like, why would you do that? That's something that you can work on, Matt Daniels, for your side of the ball. And we're going to get to the offense, but first sign up for BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Just use the promo code YouTube150. I took the under on total points, 40.5. The points total for this one, 40. Dead even. Hey, for those that have been saying that you don't know what you're talking about, Randy, talking about bets, you're going to lose people money. If you've been following my bets of the week this year, I've been making you money, damn it. Facts. This week included. But going to the offense, it was clunky. Aaron Jones, he got hurt, and that certainly doesn't help your cause of trying to establish the run. Ty Chandler, when he wasn't fumbling pitches, averaged 2.1 yards per carry. I was done with him, quite honestly. And he hasn't been great at all as an RB2. Myles Gaskin, I was hoping we would see more of him. Hell, even CJ Ham. I'll take anything over Ty Chandler at this point in the event that Aaron Jones goes down or he needs to have a breather or 2. Hopefully it's nothing serious with Aaron Jones. You got the rest of this week plus the bye week next week to fully recover, hopefully, and come back week 7. But run game aside, offensively for KOC, we're trying to force feed the ball to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison for no reason whatsoever. Why? I feel like the offense failed to do an adequate job of getting others involved. And I said this during the preview that against this Jets secondary, you can't tempt fate against them. This is an elite duo that they have in Sauce and DJ Reed. You got to get others involved. strong run game. And the numbers say it right here. Justin Jefferson, in a quiet game for him, 6 catches for 92 yards. That's pretty good baseline, but he got 14 targets. 14 targets on, or 6 catches on 14 targets. Jordan Addison got 8 targets, ended up with 3 catches. And then after that, so 14 targets, 8 targets respectively between Jefferson and Addison. After that, everybody else, 2 targets or less. That's Johnny Munt, Aaron Jones, Myles Gaskin, Ty Chandler. No other receiver got a target. So this was just a situation to where as long as you get other guys involved, especially underneath passes, you can consistently move the ball against this Jets defense. But they weren't doing that. They were just trying to get Jefferson and Addison to save the day, and it wasn't working. And Sam Darnold, I mean, KOC, I don't like the play calling. That's something you got to work on in this bye week. Hey, bro, listen. Every team, no team's going to be perfect. You're going to have some goofy-ass games. But that sort of play calling, this game and the back half of last week against Green Bay, that's not going to get it done. If you're trying to win a championship, that's not it. So where do you need to improve on as far as balancing the act of aggressiveness and being smart? Or do you hand play calling duties to somebody else? I don't know what the answer is, but that wasn't it, what we saw today. And Sam Darnold, beyond the play calling of Kevin O'Connell, Sam Darnold, I feel like 5 or 6 consecutive drives of just saying, F it, let me just throw deep passes, a child playing Madden on rookie mode, just throw the deep pass to Justin Jefferson and everything's going to work out. Just forcing it, overthrowing or throwing to a well-covered Jefferson. Hell, trying to force it to Jordan Addison, that turned into an interception. These are things that, and I thought that the game last week against the Packers, that was technically a bad game for Sam Darnold, but statistically, he was still very good. This one was really bad. But I'm going to chalk it up to London. It's his old team. They're 4-0. Maybe this is a little bit too much of a hot start for him that he wasn't expecting, and that this is something he can bounce back on. But the play calling needs to be better, no doubt. But going back to the defense, giving adequate praise, talked about AVG, Cam Bynum, Stephon Gilmore with those interceptions. I mean, Harrison Smith had a great game, got a sack and a tackle for loss. Ivan Pace, man, he had a big game. He had a big sack on Aaron Rodgers, 2 tackles for losses. Blake Cashman was everywhere. Harrison Phillips was pretty good as well. Jonathan Grenard couldn't quite secure a sack, but he generated a ton of pressures. 3 takeaways forced, plus the turnover on downs. The defense, that's going to be, man, that's the focal point of the success of this team. But you always have to, hey, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. There's going to be at some point this season where a team gets the better end of this Brian Flores-led defense. And then offensively, what are you going to do then? You can't keep just expecting for Brian Flores to save the other 2 phases of this team, offense and special teams. But the defense was great, per usual. Will Reichert is still perfect. And you go into the bye week undefeated. That would have sucked, man. To have possibly blown that game and then have 2 weeks to let that marinate before you play again, that would have been a tough pill to swallow. But you get the win regardless. A win is a win, no matter how ugly it is. Undefeated. Enjoy the rest of Football Sunday today. Go into the bye week. Watching more football, red zone on deck. You don't got to stress out, and see how they look coming out after the bye week, week 7. Again, shout out to the folks at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. We'll see you next time.